your host, Beth Ann.
And I welcome you today to CSC Talk Radio. It is my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure, as always, to be here with you today. You know, sometimes it's very difficult to find any logic in the crazy news because there isn't any logic there. There's no talk of we the people and liberty. No, not recently. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, property, and prosperity. We don't hear that. The greatest threat to America's liberty is still, in my opinion, the politics of power in Congress. There's no coming together for the greater good of we, the people, of independence. Freedom of religion and speech is gone. Truth in journalism flew out the window a long time ago. And the mention of our rights, our Constitution, and our liberty is only on their tongues when it suits their purpose, not yours. Yesterday we spoke with Jim Stuber, and like so many issues we face, we truly are the answer, you and I, we the people. I want to talk about a few different topics today. One would be, in essence, our economy and jobs. Mueller masking justice for a political hanging of a president. And the fact that life is no longer sacred. And words, they're so hurtful. Good grief. Did you know now that the word caravan is hurtful? And it's politically incorrect. Who makes up this stuff? Who makes up these new rules? If you want our nation back, if you want our nation back to sovereignty and your own personal independence, you had better start taking this fight seriously. If you're a female from the suburbs, you better wake up, for your children will be doomed to socialist slavery. And it isn't going to be the fault of President Donald Trump. It's Congress. It's the deep state. They get wealthy making deals, much like GM, while 15,000 people are out of work. Just before Christmas. Well, Christmas, or whether it's July 4th or May Day or whatever day it is, it doesn't matter. What matters is those families. GM took, but they refused to give back. Wake up, soccer moms. Stop voting your emotions and start thinking about liberty and the future of your children. Not the now, the future. Wake up, retirees. Stop thinking about you and start thinking about the future generations. Wake up, America. So yesterday, I didn't bring that book in here. I was going to bring that book in here. Yesterday we heard from Jerome Corsi. Now, if you remember, my mentor goes way back with Jerome Corsi. And I've had Jerome on this show. It's been a long time. I got aggravated because the guy that was booking him was so hard to work with. But Jerome Corsi, I remember sitting with Jerome Corsi down in Alamogordo, New Mexico. By the way, hi, folks, down there. And I remember sitting with him at the Paragon Foundation as he was going to be a speaker that day, the next day. So everybody came together, and we had this little meet and greet type of thing there at the Paragon Foundation. And I sat there visiting with Jerome Corsi. Very intelligent guy. Very dedicated to this nation. And now he's in trouble. Now, if you remember, he's written a lot of books, and the one was something about the West. I'll have to get it when I get to commercial. I meant to bring it in here. But back in the day, we sold that book for him, back in the day. But Jerome Corsi was saying last night on Tucker Carlson that he cooperated and he got snared in a Mueller perjury trap. Mueller isn't about justice. You need to know that. Now, we know Jerome Corsi. He's a ruddy-faced guy. He's not too awful big, a little heavy set maybe. 72 years old now, and looking to face a long time in prison for this perjury that Mueller is accusing him of. And he's refusing to cut a deal. He's refusing to make a deal with Mueller. And so here he is. He's snared in this. He says, I am now being charged with willfully and knowingly giving false information, which is nonsense. My memory was not perfect. I don't think he's necessarily blaming it on being 72 years old, but 2 years ago, I mean, how many tweets or emails do you forward and you don't remember them? You don't think about it. You just do it. So apparently he forgot about one of these emails that he forwarded, and so they're accusing him of knowingly and willfully keeping that evidence quiet, or that email quiet. He said, I gave my computer to the special counsel. I gave them my cell phone. I gave them all of my email accounts. I gave them everything they wanted, my Twitter accounts. I signed permission and handed it all over. Well, that was the first mistake. The first mistake is to trust Robert Mueller and his team, because they only have one purpose. If they were really out to figure out whether there was any Russian collusion or any kind of Russian taking over or trying to influence our elections, then they would look into Clinton, the Clinton Foundation. They would look into the dossier. They would look into a lot of things, but that's not what they're doing. Instead, they're snaring and trapping people that have had any kind of connection, even if it's a distant connection, with President Donald Trump. Manafort is one of them as well. Now, another thing that bothers me is how much this is costing us. So I'm listening to all these folks last night. Oh, this is definitely, we need to have another special counsel. No, we don't. We need to throw this stuff out. We have a DOJ. Now, FBI seems to be corrupt. Not the guys that are boots on the ground, but the upper crust. We need to have somebody look into it, but we don't need another special counsel. Why do we have all these departments? If we can't use them, we have to go hire a special counsel. How much is that costing the taxpayers? It's a lot. I'm going to guarantee you. It's a lot. Mueller isn't doing this for free. He doesn't care about liberty. He's not sacrificing anything like many of the others. Like me. He's not sacrificing anything. So I want to talk about this just a little bit. If you remember Jerome Corsi and some of the books he wrote, I'm going to go grab that one off the shelf here as soon as we go into this commercial break. Jerome has been a dedicated, he's a true journalist. He digs in and he tries to find out what's going on. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. We the people really are the answer. But if we don't start taking this serious and getting in this fight, it's over. It's basically over. 877-895-5410 is the number to call. You're going to let somebody like Corsi take a fall? 877-895-5410, and we will be right back.